Welcome to the Best Things Podcast. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on all the socials at Best Things Pod as well. Now, here are your hosts, Craig and Aaron.
The internet! Get out the way, give me a Dunkin' Donut. My name is Craig. What? That was a weird way to start it. Hello, everyone. My name is Craig. Sitting alongside me is Aaron. And today, if you are not from the Northeast, you can just ignore this episode if you want to.
Yep. We're your Northeast boys.
You know us. Can't you tell?
We always got all that good Northeast stuff to talk about.
We do like our unsweet tea. I mean, that's
we do.
That's the most Northeast thing about both of us.
I like baked beans.
Beans are good, and I'm a Red Sox fan, so
yeah, you've got the B on.
Yeah. Well, today, guys, it took. I'm going to be honest with you. A little inside baseball. We were trying to figure out what episode to do today. We have a board full of topics.
Yep. We don't ever take anything from it.
We never.
We put it. That's where things go to die.
So we were sitting there trying to think, okay, what do we want to do today? And it was like a gift from the Lord himself just popped up on our computer screens. We're like, you know what? Let's talk about actors from Boston. And so that's what we're going to do.
Because there's a lot of them.
There is. There's more. It started because you said, so who's that actor from Boston?
Yep.
And I listed off a couple, and we're like, oh, wait, there's way more than we realized. And so we're going to make an entire episode out of it today.
Also, there's an entire list for famous guitarists from Boston.
Oh, really?
I know very little about guitarists in general.
Yeah,
That's not this podcast.
Yeah, I'm not going to know. I know James Taylor. And that might be the limited knowledge that I have. I'm not a very in-depth. I mean, I'm a musician, but I'm not very in-depth on actual musicians and stuff.
That dude has a cool name though. Watermelon Slim.
Watermelon Slim. The late great, rest in peace, Watermelon Slim. I don't know. He's probably still alive.
I don't know. He was born in 1949. There's a good chance he's...
That's a 50-50 shot right there. Today we're talking about... Have you been to Boston?
I've been to Boston. I have not been to Boston.
I have not been to Boston either. I was supposed to go in 2020. We were going to go to Fenway.
It's on my list.
Yeah.
I would love to go to Boston.
I want to go see. That's a bucket list. Go see a game. I've seen the Red Sox play multiple times. I've never seen them play in Fenway though.
Yeah, I would love to go to Fenway. I'm a history nut, so I would love to just take in the history of the city.
Yeah, I
love food.
You want to see where the tea party happened?
Yep, absolutely.
Paul Revere, all that stuff.
All of it.
So today, yeah, we're gonna go through. We're gonna pick our favorite actors and see where that leads us.
We should probably mention that some of these, because I don't know a lot about Massachusetts other than Boston.
Right.
So we may name some people that are not from Boston proper, so people shouldn't yell at us. I think that we're going to make some people mad, probably like, you guys are idiots. You don't know anything. We already know that part, so you don't have to tell us.
That's true. But
they're going to be from the greater Boston area.
Exactly.
Which is Massachusetts.
We're from Arkansas, okay? Cut us a little bit of slack.
Y'all don't know where Arkansas is on the map?
Exactly.
We don't know anything about Massachusetts other than Boston.
Every time we meet somebody from out of state and they ask where we live, we're like, is it Little Rock? No. Is it Fayetteville? No. That's the only two cities that people know: Northwest Arkansas and Little Rock. So we are, we have to let them know where we are geographically based on those two locations.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the same thing for Massachusetts people. You're letting us know where you're from based on your proximity to Boston, which I need to say this up front. If you are, I almost slipped into a little Boston.
Going to that Boston accent.
If you are from Boston or if you're outside of Boston, let us know in the comments. Just say, hey, I'm from there, and maybe you've run into some of these people, because I'm sure they go back home. We don't have a lot of celebrities from the central Arkansas area.
No, but we should do a famous Arkansan episode at some point.
That would be a good one. We did Boston before our own stage.
We did. I'm not sure why.
Because there's more. We could do a short episode on the ones from Arkansas. So yeah, let us know if you've ever run into one of these great actors, or if maybe you live down the street from where they grew up or something like that. But anything else going on before we dive into this thing, Aaron?
Oh, yeah, there was. What was I going to say?
I don't know.
Oh, I know what it was. I just traded for one of the Red Sox pitchers on my fantasy baseball team, of which you're not really paying attention to, and you really should. I wish you would tweak your lineup and get some injured people out of it. But I am excited about the Boston pitcher that I picked up. I'm expecting big things from him.
Sox are doing better this year. They're off to a decent start. It's not a great start, but it's not a bad start. I'm happy. So
mediocre.
Yeah, that's how all my sports teams are. So, except for those, every once in a while you'll go on a good run. At least the Red Sox have won some championships.
That's true.
In my lifetime.
That's right.
And so, yeah. Anyway,
but can you explain though why you're a Red Sox fan? Because you're not a Patriots fan and you're not a Celtics fan. So
no, and I try because I for a long time I didn't have an NBA team. I still don't have an NBA team. For a long time, I didn't have a pro football team. So I tried to go Patriots. I tried to go Celtics. It just never connected. The reason I'm a Red Sox fan is because whenever I was a teenager, I was on a youth group trip up to D.C., Baltimore area. We went to an Orioles game, and the Red Sox were playing the Orioles.
Okay.
And for some reason, I connected more with the Sox.
Okay.
I don't know why. I bought an Orioles jersey. I have Orioles stuff from that. But for some reason, the Sox, man, they stole my heart.
Okay.
And so from then on, I was a Red Sox fan.
So no other connection to...
That's it.
All right.
That's completely it. And you're talking to a guy who... Now, it may have something to do because, they won the World Series in 2004. That was in 2003 when I saw them.
Okay.
And so that very next year, I probably, I don't know how the Orioles did that year, but maybe I caught the fever if they won the World Series, and I was like,
bandwagoned.
I saw those guys play, so maybe that's what it was.
All right.
Started as a bandwagon fan, but I'm a lifer now. So
I just thought that was important to clear up since you mentioned that. And
you're a Rangers fan. Why? Just proximity?
Yeah, probably proximity. Most people here are Cardinals fans, and I wanted to do the anti-thing and cheer against somebody besides the Cardinals.
And you didn't want to go Royals?
And no, not really. I mean, we got all the Rangers games at the time.
True.
They were on TV, so my buddy Matt, he started watching them. We just kind of chose them.
Here's the advantage of being a Red Sox fan here. Is that yes, I don't get a lot of, which now in the age of streaming, you can watch them a little bit more regularly, but no blackouts.
Yeah.
There's no blackout problems.
We are in the blackout market for the Rangers.
Yeah.
Because we're 6 hours away. That makes a lot of sense.
And the Thunder?
We're in the blackout region for the Thunder, for the Astros, for the Royals, the Cardinals. Like anybody within 6 hours of us, they black out.
Can we? I promise we're going to get to actors in just a minute, but can we go on a mini rant about blackouts in sports media in 2024?
Shouldn't exist.
We still doing this?
There was an NBA playoff game last week with my Thunder in it that I was not able to watch.
It's ridiculous.
Because it was blacked out because I'm too close to Oklahoma City. 5.5 hours away.
It makes no sense. I don't understand it. If somebody's watching or listening to this and they have a better understanding of why blackouts exist in media, please let us know in the comments because I'm clueless. I'm assuming back in the day, the reason why is because they wanted you to go to the game. So we don't want to broadcast it to the people in our area so they'll actually show up to the game. That doesn't make sense even then to me. But especially in 2024, it makes zero sense. Why not get that ad revenue?
I agree.
So I just needed to mini rant for just a second.
In the blackouts.
Yeah, in blackouts. Okay, let's get into the things.
Before we can figure out the best thing, we have to talk about all the things. It's time for the thing about the things.
Alrighty. If you are new to the show, basically this segment is us just talking about all these things. We're going to go back and forth and pick some different ones. And if at any point in the episode we want to add one of these, we do a bracket at the end of every episode where we put these against each other to crown one winner at the end. the best of the best. And yes, guess what? It is back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching on video, you can tell. If you're listening to it on audio, the Taco Bell bell has made its triumphant return back to the studio. And so no longer do we have to hunt and fish for a bell on this board. We can find it right there. Okay, Aaron, we said we're not going to follow a list. We're just going to kind of roll with the punches and mention people as we go.
We have a list.
We're looking at.
We disagree with this list.
Very much so.
Somebody made this list. It looks like it's a user-created list on IMDb from 2019 is what I see. And so I don't know who put Ellen-44 in charge of deciding that this was correct, but I can promise you Ellen-44 on IMDb.
You clicked into her profile? I want to click into it.
I haven't. But she does not know. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Ellen-44 has been an IMDb member for 21 years. That's impressive.
She's probably old
to have an account. She has a lifetime bio of 1+. What does that mean?
I'm guessing she's at least 21 years old then.
Yeah. Yes.
And she's probably older than that.
It looks. Oh, these are badges that you can earn.
I didn't know you could earn badges on IMDb.
I didn't either. So she's been active in IMDb. We'll put it to you that way. But I still very much disagree with this list.
Yeah, and there's nothing that tells us how she curated or what standards there were for this list, but they were much lower than our standards.
Other lists by Ellen-44 is this is it.
Okay, she's probably from Massachusetts.
She's probably from Massachusetts.
Ellen, if you're listening, I'm sorry that we're hating on your list. We welcome you.
Don't hate it, because I mean there's some merit, but there's some really big misses though.
Okay.
I would IMDb rate you about a 4.5 to 5.
I would say that she's welcome to. Can people still call us?
No.
Don't call us, Ellen. You're welcome to.
You can't
find us on social media
at Best Things Pod on all the socials,
and give us your side of the story. Tell us how you came up with this list. I would be interested to know, because you're obviously not a very famous person, and we would like to help you become more famous.
What if it's Ellen DeGeneres?
Is she from Boston?
I have no idea.
Ellen 40. I bet she's 44 years old.
You can no, that's good. Or born in 44.
So you think somebody born in 1944 was making this list? No way.
I doubt it. Okay. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go first.
All right. Let's
Maybe because I know what you're going to take.
Mark Wahlberg.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Wow. I didn't see that coming.
I've got a short here, it sounded like. There we go. Mark Wahlberg.
Marky Mark at number 1.
This says he is
are you gonna take him
from Massachusetts.
Are you going to put him number 1?
I'm going to put him number 2. 1, 2.
Testing 1. One. You said 2 numbers. I don't know which one to put down.
Yeah, let's do that.
I still don't know what to put down.
Which one?
I'm asking
1 or
you.
2? Okay.
1 or 2. Which one do you want?
Well, I want to think about that for a moment.
Okay.
I think I want to put him number 1.
Okay.
Let's put Mark Wahlberg number 1. Do you have an objection to him being number 1?
I do not have an objection.
Do you think he's a worthy?
I don't know. I think there's somebody else that I might put above him, just personal preference, but I think he's right there. I don't think he's very far off of it.
Okay. What would you like to say about Mark Wahlberg?
Marcus Wahlberg. I don't know if that's his full name or not. Now he started out in music. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Okay, that was what Mark Wahlberg did originally. Then he got into acting. He's got such accolades. Do we want to list to his accomplishments?
I was going to give his birth name.
Okay, give his birth name, please.
Mark Robert Michael Wahlberg.
Oh, wow.
He's a four-namer. I'm typically not a fan of four-namers. Do you know his nicknames?
I don't.
Marky Mark.
I knew Marky Mark.
And Monk D.
Monk D.
Yep.
That must have been a different rapping name for him.
He is also 1.73 meters tall.
Are we judging people in meters? I've got him as 5'8".
Yes, he's 5'8".
That's not super tall.
No, that's shorter than I was expecting.
Yeah. I mean, most especially action movie
I might
actors,
have to bump him down a little bit.
most of those are kind of tall guys. He does have a sibling, Donnie Wahlberg, which is also from Boston. We're not going to mention him probably ever.
You just mentioned him.
Okay. We're not going to mention him anymore in this pod.
He's not going to make our list.
Donnie?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But just for fun, did you know that Ellen44 said he was number 5?
Donnie?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I'm sorry.
So Marky Mark, of course, he's got a good acting career. I've got some trivia about Marky Mark.
Oh, do you really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He and some friends were actually booked to fly on one of the planes that crashed into the Twin Towers on 9/11. He was supposed to be on
Really?
flying from Boston to L.A., but the last minute decided to charter a plane from Toronto for a film festival, and from there go to L.A. He said he still dreams about it today. He's also a big man of faith. Like he is.
I've seen he's done some commercials with Jonathan Roumie.
Yeah.
For that.
It was Jesus from the Chosen.
Halo.
Yeah. So Catholic, very big in faith. Spends a lot. And it probably stems because he was actually a drug dealer as a teenager. So he had kind of he's got that Boston street background, He received his high school diploma 25 years after dropping out of the Snowden International School in Massachusetts. Dropped out of school when he was 13. This is a good one. While performing as Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, which I don't know a lot about Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, just as far as I just know of it. But apparently he often wore nothing but underpants on stage.
Wait, what?
As a musician, because I think he was rapping a lot. Nothing but underpants. Calvin Klein, consequently, asked him to model for Klein's underwear line. This is great.
I thought you were doing trivia like I was going to guess and earn points.
Oh, no. That'll come later. We'll do that later. We're going to do some trivia, continue our trivia asking about our score that we're keeping up with.
Do you have a favorite Mark Wahlberg movie?
Okay, so here's the only reason I don't put him as a clear number 1.
Yep.
And why it's hard for me to take him seriously sometimes. He's done a lot of action movies.
Yep.
But he's also done a lot of comedy movies.
Right. And you don't think that they're good?
That's where I got to know him first.
Was in comedy?
It was in comedy. Like The Other Guys. Love The Other Guys, right? That's him and Will Ferrell. Okay? If I was a lion and you were a tuna, okay, that's just a great movie. It's hilarious.
He's the
funny.
straight man in The Other Guys.
He is, but he talks like this all the time. This is Mark Wahlberg. He's really good, man. But that's just him in everything. And so when he does that in a serious movie, I lose it. It just takes me out of it because, man, he's so, even like The Family Play. He's done some of these funny movies, these family comedies. He did Daddy's Home, right?
He did.
And so him and Will Ferrell have done a couple movies together then. So when he does those things in these other movies, now there's some movies that you can get past it and stuff like that, but there's just been a few of these action movies that he's done that it takes me out of it because I'm like, all I see is if I were a tuna and you were a lion, a desk pop. Desk pop? I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
That's one of my favorite lines.
It's so good. That movie right there. Can we talk? Let's sidetrack for a second.
Yeah.
And talk about The Other Guys because that's probably one of my favorite that he's done because it is hilarious. It is so well written. It is so funny. Let me pull it up here. Where's it at?
I was looking for it on the. I'm too far down his list. Here it is, 2010.
Which, he has not been acting for that long, like 20 years. That's it. You would think somebody maybe his age has been doing this for a lot, especially because he was famous.
He was in Renaissance Men in 1994.
Where do you see that?
Here on IMDb.
I only go down to 2004.
Well, keep scrolling.
I can't. It's at the end of the list.
No, you're not. Scroll. Hit actors and previous. There you go.
I was only looking at part of the list. Okay.
Yeah.
I retract my statement. I retract it. Man, well, he has been doing this for a while. Well, which a lot of it's all Marky Mark. These are music videos.
Yeah, but the Renaissance Men wasn't.
Renaissance Man, no. So you can go through his career real quick. I don't know if we'll have time to go on everybody's career, but he's a number one pick here. You've got Boogie Nights. I forgot about that.
I did too.
Let's see.
The Perfect Storm.
Perfect Storm was a great movie. We've talked about that before in our disaster movie episode. And he did a good job in that.
Yes, he did.
You almost forget he's in that.
I mean, I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
It's been a while since I've seen it. I need to go back and watch it.
The Italian Job.
Also good.
Invincible is one of my favorite sports movies. And it's a Philadelphia movie.
Yeah.
He's playing the Eagles guy.
That is surprising that he took that.
The Departed.
Departed.
Shooter. These are all incredible
These
films.
are all really good. And I guess he did these before he did any comedies. I don't know why I associate then.
The Happening. Is that the... That's the M. Night Shyamalan one. I forgot.
M. Night Shyamalan vehicle, and it was not good.
No.
It was a bad movie.
I remember The Happening. I don't remember Mark Wahlberg being in it.
I do remember Mark Wahlberg being in it because maybe that's where I started getting hey guys, the association with that because I can picture that in my mind.
Before that, you've done Shooter, you've done The Departed, you've done Invincible.
Shooter was great.
The Italian Job.
Yeah,
Perfect Storm.
There's so many good
Those are not comedies.
They're not comedies. I don't know why I associate them.
I don't know why either. The Lovely Bones.
You had Date Night.
You get to Date Night.
I guess that's his first comedy because he was good at Date Night. He was very funny with another Bostonian in there.
Yep.
We'll get to it in a little bit. Then you have the other guys. He was in a few episodes of Entourage. The Fighter was very good. Ted was very good.
I don't think I've seen Ted.
It's if you like Family Guy. If you like that kind of humor, then you like Ted. He was good in it. I don't know Broken City or Pain and Gain.
Nope. Lone Survivor was incredible.
Lone Survivor was very good. Two Guns was very good.
I haven't seen Denzel.
That one. He was in that Transformers.
Yep.
I don't remember that one. You have Daddy's Home. You have a sequel to Ted in there also.
Deepwater Horizon was one that I enjoyed.
That was good.
Patriots Day.
That was also good. A sequel to Transformers and Daddy's Home. Instant Family was very good.
Yeah, it was.
He's done a couple of family comedies in the latter half of his career, or the latter quarter of his career.
I'll tell you, we watched Uncharted in theaters. I was so excited about that when we went to theaters to watch Uncharted, and I really liked it. Him and Tom Holland.
Yeah, we just watched that a month ago.
It's the first time. To me, I'm a sucker for treasure hunting movies.
Right.
And so that one, it had me locked in from the beginning.
Yeah.
Anything that's semi sort of like National Treasure, I'm down for it.
Which Uncharted, that was based on a video game, wasn't it? I believe it. It feels like it was.
That sounds right.
That was a very good movie. Father Stew.
I watched that one.
Was it good? I haven't
seen
it.
Very serious movie.
Really? The Family Plan was his second to last movie so far. He's not gone. It was very good. Me and Lauren watched that also not that long ago. It's good. Honestly, it's a little bit like
I haven't seen it.
Instant Family. Kind of has a little bit the same feel. He is a retired spy, basically mercenary, something like that, and his family doesn't know about it. So, whereas Instant Family doesn't have any action or anything like that, but it's still just a family movie. Family Plan has plenty of action. Arthur the King is his new one.
That's the new one that's out. I've had several friends that watched it, really enjoyed it. I've not got to see it yet.
We were gonna go watch that until we realized Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire came out that same weekend, so we went and watched that instead.
I bet this is better.
You think? Did you watch Frozen Empire yet?
No, I kind of boycotted Ghostbusters because of how bad it's been.
It's good. It's good.
It's good.
Did you watch Afterlife?
No.
You need to watch these new ones. These new ones are good. It brings it back.
With all the women?
No, that was terrible.
Oh, okay.
This is with Paul Rudd, and the original Ghostbusters are in it.
Oh, okay.
This is the kid from Stranger Things, the girl from Young Sheldon.
Okay.
They're all in it.
Okay.
What else you got? Anything else on Mark Wahlberg?
I think, though, looking at this list, I feel like you should apologize to Boston's favorite, Mark Wahlberg.
Boston's favorite son?
Yep. Saying that he's not worthy of a one seat.
Let me have the attention of the camera for just a second. To the city of Boston, I sincerely apologize. I made a mistake. I regret discounting Mark Wahlberg. He is a very serious and very good action actor. His comedy, legendary.
He's good at both.
He's good at both. It's true. And yes, I still have a hard time sometimes getting, hey guys, out of my head. And sometimes it's hard when I'm watching an action movie of his not to think of if I were a lion and you were a tuna. And I'm a peacock, you gotta let me fly. Because that's one of my favorite movies of all time. But I do apologize to the city of Boston, all the Bostonians. Mark Wahlberg, if you're watching, if you find this somehow, if somebody on the TikToks decides to share this with you, come on the pod. We'd love to have you. We will welcome you with open arms at a moment's notice. We will drop everything and we will have a conversation with you. And I will sincerely apologize face to face. Go Sox. All right.
Okay, first off, a lion swimming in the ocean. Lions don't like water. If you placed it near a river or some sort of freshwater source, that makes sense. But you find yourself in the ocean, 20-foot wave, I'm assuming off the coast of South Africa, coming up against a full-grown 800-pound tuna with his 20 or 30 friends, you lose that battle. You lose that battle 9 times out of 10. And guess what? You've wandered into our school of tuna, and now we have a taste of lion. We've talked to ourselves. We've communicated and said, you know what? Lion tastes good. Let's go get some more lion. We've developed a system to establish a beachhead and aggressively hunt you and your lion family. We will corner your pride, your children, your offspring.
Will Ferrell, man.
That's just one of the best.
They are a great tag team, man. Gosh.
And Wahlberg's character asking him, how are you going to do that? And he says, we'll conduct a series of breathing apparatus with kelp. We will be able to trap certain amounts of oxygen. It's not going to be days at a time. An hour 45, no problem. That'll give us enough time to figure out where you live, go back to the sea, get some more oxygen, and stalk you. You just lost at your own game. You're outgunned and outmanned.
Just played it. We're going to come back to it later. The bracket just play. I'm going to find it. What's also funny is that Will Ferrell in the movie, sorry, we're going to talk about other guys more, is married to Eva Mendes. And Mark Wahlberg's character cannot believe it.
He can't get over it.
You could be right. You could be. Seriously? Where's the joke? It's so good. Oh, if you have not seen Other Guys, you gotta watch that, man. It's so good. I mean, the movie starts out with is it Damon? No, it's Samuel L. Jackson and The Rock.
And The Rock
jumping off of a building,
dying
right away. Oh, spoiler alert! I guess. Sorry.
It's like 15 years old.
Yeah, it's at the very first 30 seconds of the movie.
It's just such a quotable movie.
It's so. I mean, that's what you don't have. It doesn't seem like those kinds of movies have been around lately.
No, they haven't.
I mean, you had that Anchorman, Talladega. I mean, Will Ferrell went on a run.
He had a moment.
Woo.
Yeah.
Okay, from Mark Wahlberg to Mr. Benjamin Affleck. I'm going to take Ben Affleck and I'm going to put him at number 2.
So you have somebody that. Let me just ask you, why did you take him right now instead of your first choice?
It's great. I was just going in order of this list.
Like, well, why would you not pick whoever you think number 1 is? Why wouldn't you just take that person?
I'm leaving our dear listeners in suspense.
Okay.
I want to hang on. I want them to wonder, oh, who is it? You know,
Donnie Wahlberg.
We got to have some retention in this video. You know, Ben Affleck, Donnie Whopper. Sorry, again, my brain just caught up. I'm a Ben Affleck.
Nope, I'm not. I really don't.
You don't like Ben Affleck?
I really don't.
Batman. He's
not a good Batman.
He's third tier Batman, but he's still Batman. He's done a lot of good things. He's a great director as well.
We're gonna see about that.
Well, I have a number 2. I don't have number 1.
I like the Dunkin' Donut commercials. That may be the best thing he's ever done.
I saw they had one at the Super Bowl? Was that?
Yeah, they had one then.
That's the only one I've seen.
Yeah, it may be the only one that there is. I don't know if they had multiple ones.
I was not impressed with it.
What?
I thought it was okay.
Oh.
It's with him like dancing, or isn't that right? Don't they try to do a band or something?
I don't remember. You're telling me something that I feel like isn't correct. Maybe I'm
somebody else
thinking of something different.
Ben Affleck.
He is mediocre.
Oh wow. He is 6'2" and a quarter. Wow, they really included that quarter on IMDb.
Okay, I'll give him an advantage for height.
He's taller.
That's good.
And he's got a good 6 inches or more on Marky Mark. He is married to Jennifer Lopez. He was born August 15th, 1972. He was born in California.
Why are we throwing him in this thing then?
Because
he's a Boston
shortly
guy.
After he moved to, I mean, when you think of Boston, you think of Ben Affleck.
I know, he's a poser. He's a West Coast poser.
They moved over when they were very, very young. Has a daughter named Violet. There you go. Let's see here. Some trivia. You want to know some trivia? He won $356,000 by winning the California State Poker Championships in 2004. Man, 2004 is a good year for him. He won that. The Sox won that.
I know, but there he is back in California again.
That's true. Maybe okay. You know what? I'm going to knock him down. I'm going to knock him down a little.
Like if he loves Boston so much, why we keep talking about California?
I'm going to knock him down to 3.
Keeps coming up.
Pull up some of his movies if you got them.
Yeah,
go ahead.
That's what I was looking at, and this is why I feel like 2 was too high, because I'm going from newest to oldest here.
Okay,
looking at some of this stuff. The Flash, he was in that. I don't think that's anything to brag about.
I don't think he did either, because he got out of the DC.
He did play, though, in Air. He played Phil Knight, and I really did enjoy him in that movie. That was a good film. I liked it. That was good. And I forgot to rank it on IMDb. Have you seen it?
I have not. I've seen clips of him in it, and I'm like, he did a really good job.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay.
It gets a 7.4. I would give it a 7.5 if I could. I don't think it's quite an 8, but it was an above average movie. It was quality.
Okay.
I like that. Deepwater, I watched it. It's a mid-tier movie.
Mm-hmm.
The Last Duel, I wasn't crazy about. With him and, that
other person?
That annoying guy that ruined Star Wars. What was his name?
Oh, is that
Kylo Ren?
What is his name? Hold on, let me pull it up.
Driver.
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver.
Matt Damon also in it.
Oh, okay. Another Boston guy there.
Yep.
It was okay. It just wasn't my favorite.
You have Snyder's Justice League.
Well, that's better than who was the other guy that ruined Justice League?
Who did end up doing that? It wasn't the Russo brothers, was it?
No, I'm having trouble with names here. I'm just going blank, trying to come up with them. He was part of the MCU. He went and did that.
DCU.
Yes. Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon.
That's it.
Yeah.
He did MCU though too.
What did he do in the MCU? Oh, you mean Whedon did?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Affleck.
No.
Yeah. Whedon did.
He ruined Justice League, and Snyder came back to save him. Is what I'm saying.
The Accountant was very good.
I liked The Accountant.
I really liked The Accountant. It was
that was good.
Well.
Yep. Suicide Squad.
Again, he made an uncredited appearance, so you can't. That wasn't his movie.
Batman v Superman. I gave a 6.
It was decent.
Gone Girl. I liked.
Here's the deal. Let's pause for a second. Can you blame Batman and the DC on him? Or is this direction and writing and the effects and all that kind of stuff? Like, you can't put the weight of the DCU's failures on Ben Affleck.
Well, I have bumped down Thor, whatever that guy's name is, I can't
Chris
think
Hemsworth?
Yeah, him. I've bumped him down.
Really?
Because of how bad Thor has become.
But is that on him though?
Well, he did it.
He acted in it.
He didn't help it any.
Even great actors cannot sometimes help the direction.
Why is he taking a bad movie? If you're a great actor, why are you doing a bad movie?
You know how much that pays?
No, how much?
A lot. He's set for life through that.
As we said off camera, Nick Cage has made a career out of doing bad movies.
It's true.
It's very true. They all, as long as the check cashes, I guess it doesn't matter.
Right. Gone Girl.
That I really liked.
Gone Girl was very, very good.
I gave it an 8.
It gets an 8.1 overall. I haven't heard of Runner.
Neither have I. Argo.
Argo was really good.
I like that one.
He wrote that. I'm going to get to his writing and directing in a little bit. The Town is also very good. I don't remember The Company Man.
I know I've seen it, but I can't remember.
I remember hearing about it, but I don't know that I've seen it or not. Extract, State of Play.
See, these are ones I don't know.
He's Just Not That Into You. That is a rom-com. Smoking Aces was not great. I vaguely remember watching that. I don't think it was great. Paycheck was good. It was decent, I should say. Giggly or Geely, whatever you want to say it.
I didn't even see this one.
Is one of the worst movies I have ever seen rated on IMDb.
Where are we at? I got to keep scrolling here.
2003. I believe that's with him and Jennifer Lopez. I don't know if that's where they met. Yeah.
Oh, you skipped right over Surviving Christmas. I liked Surviving Christmas.
I don't know that one.
Him and Christina Applegate.
Yeah, I don't know it. Jiggly, whatever that is. Do you see what it's rated?
Holy cow.
Is that not one of the lowest?
A 2.6.
A 2.6 on IMDb. It's bad. You know what? Pearl Harbor. It was great in Pearl Harbor. We're going to get down here to a couple other big ones.
And he's married to Jennifer Lopez?
Yes.
I don't think I knew that.
They've been married for a long time. Armageddon.
You skipped Daredevil.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. He was Matt Murdock. Daredevil.
There was so many other mid ones in there that I missed.
I mean, it was a 5.3, but I thought I remembered kind of liking Daredevil.
Daredevil was fine, yeah. I think Charlie Cox does a way better job at Daredevil, though.
Did he play him in the show?
Yes. And he's been in the MCU movies. No Way Home, he was in that. Good Will Hunting, he wrote along with Matt Damon.
Oh, did he? He wrote that one, huh? Okay.
Yeah. They sold that script. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck sold the script to Good Will Hunting for $600,000. This was back in 1997.
That's when $600,000 meant something.
It meant something, but they probably should have gotten a lot more. And that was really their big break. Before that, there's little bit parts here and there. He was
in Field of Dreams.
He was a baseball fan.
Wow.
At Fenway.
That's cool.
Yeah. Just some little stuff after that. So I mean, honestly, you're right. He's got the name. He's got some accolades. He's done some good things, but
he's not.
You're not wrong. I think you helped me out by knocking him down one.
Yeah.
He wrote Good Will Hunting, Gone Baby Gone, The Town, and The Last Duel and Live by Night. I thought he wrote. Maybe he directed. Let me look at what his direct. Because he's man, I can't talk today.
Struggling.
He has directed Dead Air. No. He directed Air. Speaking of Air, he directed Argo. That's what it was. He directed Argo and
I remember
that. So I think he won an Academy Award for direction in Argo, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
I think. I could be wrong. All right. What else?
I will take Matt Damon.
Where do you want him?
Number 3.
Wow.
I know.
Really?
Well, at the moment. He was born as Matthew Damon, 1970, in Boston, Massachusetts. He's not a transplant, like Affleck. They must be good friends.
They're very good friends, yes. Very good friends.
I don't know how tall he is, but I'm going to guess he is shorter than 5'8".
You think he's short?
I think he's short.
I can tell you exactly how tall he is.
Exactly how tall is he?
5 foot?
Yep.
10 inches.
Oh,
You're
man.
close. You're off.
So he's taller than
he's
Wahlberg.
taller than Wahlberg, shorter than Affleck.
Okay. I was guessing he was going to be like 5'7". Because he doesn't strike me as a tall guy.
No, but he's done.
I wonder if they fudged that 5'10", like some sports teams
in
do.
basketball.
He doesn't feel 5'10".
He's just gonna stretch it up and wear the right shoes, and we're gonna count your hair.
I mean, do you think he's? Yeah, you think he's 5'10"?
Yeah,
I think they're lying about it.
I don't know. He doesn't seem like a short person to me by any means.
Did you think of Wahlberg as being a short guy?
Yes.
See, to me, they look about the same.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you're. This is a travesty at number 3. I'm just going to tell you right now. I think this could be one worthy.
I think it could be. I thought that you would take Matt Damon.
This is what I was going to put at number 1.
You didn't take him.
I didn't take it. Now I'm mad. Now you got me mad that you got him at number 3.
I can always shuffle these.
You better.
I can always shuffle these. We'll see how the rest of this list shakes a leg out.
He's done plenty of producing. He's done a lot of acting.
Did you know he turned down the role of Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight?
Did he really?
Yep.
Wow. I wonder why.
I don't know.
Was he may have been doing another project.
I wonder if that was it. Because why would you turn that down?
Yeah. The opportunity to work with Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan. Matt Damon, also an extra, uncredited baseball fan at Fenway Park in Field of Dreams.
Was he really?
Yes.
He dropped out of Harvard, 12 credits short of graduating.
Oh my gosh.
That's insane.
That hurts. He did some TV shows early in his acting years, but again, him and Ben wrote Good Will Hunting together and sold it, and that's really where their career in acting began. And they went from there. So you have Good Will Hunting in 1997, Saving Private Ryan. Ever heard of it?
Yeah.
At 98, The Talented Mr. Ripley in 1999, The Legend of Bagger Vance, incredible film.
Oh, I love that one.
In 2000, Finding Forrester, 2000, All the Pretty Horses, Chasing Amy behind the scenes, Ocean's 11.
Yep.
With a myriad of stars in that film. The Majestic, I remember him doing that. He was a voice in there. Let's see, and then another big one comes his way in 2002 with The Bourne Identity.
Yeah.
And Matt Damon, action star, takes over at that point.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, Saving Private Ryan, yes, was an action movie, but he's not an action star at that point.
No.
I don't think.
No.
But it becomes a spy movie at that point. You got some other movies in here. Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. Stuck on You was it was kind of a flop. Do you remember this movie?
I don't remember that.
It's where he's like a Siamese twin to who is that he's playing with? I'm trying to pull it up here. Greg Kinnear. It was kind of a flop. It was supposed to be like this kind of weird, quirky comedy. It just wasn't. It wasn't great. Then we have. I'm trying to get back to my. You know, do you remember him doing the run on 30 Rock? He was a pilot who dated Liz Lemon.
Okay.
On 30 Rock, I remember that. Got to go all the way back. Hold on, because he did a lot of movies. He's done. How many of the Bourne movies did he do?
Was there 4 of them?
And one of those was Jeremy Renner, Jeremy Renner. He did Jersey Girl. Another Bourne movie, Ocean's 12. The Brothers Grimm. I vaguely remember the Brothers Grimm.
Yeah, I kind of vaguely remember that one as well.
The Departed.
Yep.
Fantastic film. Another Ocean's movie, another Bourne movie.
Yep.
Let's see. The Informant. Did you watch this one?
Was this sort of a parody?
I feel like this.
I don't remember this one.
I remember The Informant. I remember I think it was around the time. My dates may be off. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? That kind of time period. It kind of felt the same.
I liked Invictus.
Invictus was good. Let's see what else. True Grit. Contagion. The Adjustment Bureau.
Yeah, that was
solid.
I like that one.
That was very good. We Bought a Zoo.
A family one.
I really liked We Bought a Zoo. I don't remember what I rated it. But I really liked We Bought a Zoo.
I gave it a 7.
It looks like it gets a consensus 7. Let's see. Behind the Candelabra.
Never saw it.
I don't remember. Elysium.
I didn't like that one. I don't think.
It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I didn't not like it, but I didn't like it. If that makes sense. No, Monuments Men is the one I correlate with Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I know that they didn't come out at the same time, but for some reason they have the same kind of vibe. Then you have Interstellar.
So we love Interstellar here.
We're not going to spend time.
He did these 2 space movies because after Interstellar, he then did The Martian, which I think I might like better than Interstellar.
You like for him or in general?
Oh, I don't know. I gave them both 8s.
Really?
I've got them both at an 8.
But you dropped Interstellar down to an 8.
I did. I had Interstellar at a 9, and the more I've watched it, I've penalized them and dropped them.
It still blows my mind. The thing I love about his character in Interstellar, nobody knew he was in that movie.
No.
He is a top billed actor, and nobody knew he was in it until you saw his face.
I don't like his character in Interstellar.
No. I don't think you're supposed to. That's the whole point.
As a Matt Damon movie, it's not as good as The Martian.
That's true.
The Martian's phenomenal.
The Martian is really, really good. I'm tempted to say, I want to say it's like one of his top 3.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's a top 3 movie for him. Then he comes back as Jason Bourne. The Great Wall was a disappointment. Downsizing was a disappointment to me. Did you see this one?
No. At this point in his career, I'm starting to look at it and I think he had some subpar movies right here.
It feels like we might be on the tail end.
Well, maybe.
I don't know. I think, but we're going to see this with a lot of actors. I think we already have. Where is it a product? Well, you can't say that because that's pre-COVID. I was going to say, is this a product of COVID? But no, you can't blame that.
He was in the Thor movies.
He was. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
what he did in them.
He played Loki.
Was it? Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. He was the actor Loki.
Variant.
No, he wasn't a variant. He was just acting like Loki.
Okay.
Remember they were doing a skit.
Yeah.
And he was just acting like Loki. That's what it was. I forgot about that.
Ford v Ferrari.
I liked that one a lot.
I gave it an 8.
It was a very good movie.
It was really good.
Really, really good.
Yeah. He did it, and you mentioned Air, Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
He's worthy of a higher seed than 3, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's where I'm sticking him for the moment. Man, I hate to do that.
I mean, you've got 2 available. 2 is sitting right there. Why not?
Okay, here's what I want to do. Let's move Mark Wahlberg to number 2.
Okay.
Let's do that.
I think that's the move.
No,
I'm mad that Damon is not higher and you move somebody else down.
That should make you happy.
Why?
You didn't think Mark Wahlberg even deserved one to begin with.
No, I mean, I'm okay with moving Marky Mark down, but you don't want to...
I'm considering where I want to put Damon.
Can we make a trade? I'll give you Affleck for Damon.
I don't want Ben Affleck.
You can put him wherever you want to. You don't even have to put him on here. We've never traded before.
So I could trade you Matt Damon for Ben Affleck and another pick.
Ooh, oh. Did we just unlock something? 50 oh my gosh, 50 minutes in.
Holy cow. Wow.
We're going to have to fly through these. Okay.
Do you accept my trade?
I accept your trade.
Okay.
I do.
Okay. So you can take Matt Damon.
Okay.
Put him where you think that he should be, which hopefully is
number 2.
Okay. I'm still surprised that you don't have him number. Okay. Move Ben Affleck to number 4.
Okay.
On my side. And then allow me to take my pick.
Okay.
And give me Steve Carell.
Knew that was coming. Is that number 1?
That's number 1. At the moment. I'm torn because I love Steve Carell.
You don't want Donnie? You don't want either of these brothers?
I don't want the two brothers. The two brothers can kick rocks. Okay, Donnie and Casey, they can go be friends somewhere else. I wonder if they're friends.
I'm sure.
Are they like best friends, like tier number 2?
Surely they know each other pretty well.
Steve Carell, he just doesn't scream Boston when you think of Steve Carell.
He doesn't.
These other guys, you think of Boston when you think of them.
Yeah, it would be my only, on this bracket,
that's the knock.
Only knock on
That's
him.
the knock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So put Mark Wahlberg number 1. So we're going to move him from 3 to 1.
Will you do me a favor? Look at the camera. Start apologizing to Mark Wahlberg like I did.
I don't have anything to apologize for.
You have moved him around more than presidents are moving around lately.
Mr. Mark, I do apologize. I like Steve Carell better than you. I think he's better than you are. But I think you're more Boston than Steve is. And that's not a knock on Steve. I don't want anybody to think that Steve isn't Boston, unless he said that. Maybe he said that before. But I like Steve better than Mark.
I agree.
I think I like Steve better than Mark.
Steve Carell's body of work, I think, more
Who's
than
taller,
Mark.
Steve Carell or Mark Wahlberg?
Okay, hold on.
I have a feeling that Steve Carell is shorter than Mark Wahlberg.
You think?
I'm going under 5'8", if that's what Mark Wahlberg was. I would bet money on that.
Steve Carell is 5'9". They're right there beside each other.
He seems shorter.
Mark, Steve Carell seems shorter?
Do I have any spots left? Yeah, okay.
Well, you gained a spot. You got 2 spots left. You get my 4th pick, or my 4th spot. And so you've got my number 4 and then your number 3.
Okay.
Which means I only have 2 spots left.
So I guess we need to briefly talk about Steve.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Steve Carell.
Of course.
Best known as Michael from The Office.
Yeah.
I'm a little annoyed with Steve because I feel like he's tried to shake that off some.
Well, I mean, no actor really wants to be typecast. Like, you don't want to be known for only one thing.
It was so great, though.
It was so great.
You shouldn't feel bad about that.
But let's be honest. There are some actors that's their shot. Like, that's their thing.
That made him.
It did. But there are other actors in that show. They're going to live by that character that they played on The Office forever, and they're not going to get a lot of calls. Steve Carell's still getting phone calls. He's still got opportunity to do other things, and as long as he's typecast as the guy from The Office, he's not going to get some of the roles that he probably really wants to do. I think he wants to venture more into serious things. I personally don't think he should. I agree, but I think he's a good actor. And he's done good things in dramatic roles.
It feels like he's embarrassed by Michael Scott.
He might be.
He shouldn't be, though.
He shouldn't be, but it
was phenomenal.
But
there's a reason why people go back and rewatch the show over and over again.
But if you're good at your craft and you want to broaden it and you want to be known for more than just one thing, yeah, I mean, you want to push that down just the littlest bit so people can see you do other things. I mean, think of his greatest accomplishments outside of The Office. It's going to be comedic roles. It's Brick from Anchorman. It is the
40-year-old virgin.
Yeah, it is. Things I love him from are like Max Smart and Get Smart.
Get Smart.
It's those kinds of roles. Evan Almighty. There's so many of those kinds of roles that he's known for. And I think if he wants to, which if you've looked at his we're not going to go down his whole list. We're going to stop doing that for time's sake on all these guys.
But things just like Space Force, though, that feels beneath him.
It does feel. I agree with that. Space Force to me was a big swing and miss, and I don't know why they lasted 17 episodes.
The morning show, it's an 8.2, but I just wasn't a big fan of it. I didn't like.
But it's a dramatic role, and I think he was trying to do that. I think when you look at Vice. Did you see Vice?
No.
It was a dramatic, trying to be more of a dramatic role. There's so many of these that he's The Big Short. You've got
what's that Dan movie that he did? Life is Dan. You know what I'm talking about? It was one of his first serious roles. It feels like
sure. Foxcatcher?
Dan in real life. That's what it was.
Foxcatcher, though. I mean, so I think if he's wanting to get away from the incredible Burt Wonderstone and 40-year-old virgin and try to do some serious thing, he probably wants to try to win an Oscar. That's the kind of stuff he's trying to do. You got to shake off the goofy exterior from time to time. I think what we will see from Steve Carell is in his latter years, you're going to see him come back to comedy. That seems to be what happens. They come back to their roots and they do some more comedic stuff to make people laugh.
I just want to point out that Evelyn 44 put him number 9 on this list.
Yeah, this is a travesty to put him
this is where I took a real big annoyance with that.
So Steve Carell is I mean, we've mentioned a lot of his movies, but he's also the voice of Gru.
Yeah,
from the Minions. And Despicable Me. Let's see what else is on here. Anchorman, we mentioned that. Was he in Night at the Museum?
Was he in Night at the Museum? I don't think he was.
I don't think he was. For some reason, I have his face. Okay. We got to mention Dinner for Schmucks real quick.
Yeah.
I'm with you. He is so much better as a comedic actor, but Dinner for Schmucks is one of the... It's like the other guys to me. Like, it is so quotable. It is... I mean, it's him. It's Zach Galifianakis. Who else is in that movie? Paul Rudd. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's the one I was trying to. I was wanting to say Jason Bateman and knew it wasn't.
Jermaine Clement. It is. Oh my gosh. It is Nick Kroll. It is so funny. It is just so funny. Sorry, I could spend more time on that one too. Give me your pudding. Tim. And release you. Okay. What else we have? Of course, he was on the Daily Show as a correspondent as well.
Yes.
Crazy Stupid Love.
Yep.
You've got Date Night.
Yep.
Horton Hears a Who. Evan Almighty. He's done some voice work, Over the Hedge and stuff like that. He was in Bewitched, Little Miss Sunshine. Yeah. He's just got a great body of work. He is a great actor. It seems like he's a good guy too.
Yeah, it does.
Everything I've seen him in, his personality, it feels like
there's never been really any kind of negative press about Steve. And everybody that works with him, that's one thing that I took away from the Office Ladies podcast. Listen to Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey talk about working with him on The Office. That even though they were doing this show that nobody knew about in the beginning, he had this big hit 40-year-old version, and he starts to become a star. But he never acted like that big Hollywood star on the set. He was just Steve to everybody, and people cannot say enough good things about working with Steve.
No. Speaking of that, I want to take Mr. John Krasinski.
Dang it. I wanted John
as my next pick, and I'm going to put him at number 3 up against Steve.
That's not right.
I'm just kidding. I'm going to put him at number 2. I just saw the matchup and thought it would be good. Yeah, I'm going to put Johnny K.
And there were just a whole lot of Boston office connections.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're going to leave some. You have Mindy Kaling, BJ Novak.
There was somebody else, I feel like.
I can't remember who.
And then you had this whole St. Louis crew. Mm-hmm. And I had mentioned how the office ladies talked about that in 2013, they played each other in the World Series. And so you had the Boston people versus the St. Louis people, and it was a really fun dynamic on the set for them.
Yeah. John Krasinski, of course, got his start on The Office. Everything pre-Office you can just ignore. I mean, really, honestly.
You think?
I mean, what else is there?
Where is he on this list?
He was in Jarhead, but I mean, he didn't really have any major roles, right? Like the story of how he got to be Jim on The Office.
I'm trying to find him. Where is he?
Yeah, he's far down on the list.
This is wrong.
It's a bad list.
29.
Yeah, it's a bad list. But yeah, I mean, he was. I don't want to say that he gave up on acting, but he was not doing a lot when The Office came around.
Hang on, we have not talked about how tall Jim is.
Okay, John Krasinski is very tall.
I want to guess. I want to say 6'3".
He is exactly 6'3". Congratulations.
See, that's how he looks. That's why I know my eye doesn't lie. I can see these things. These other guys, they're lying about their height.
Let's see here. Let me pull. You made me go away from where I was. I forget he was in The Holiday.
I'm trying to get down here to where he began. See what kind of other good things that he might have done.
If you can find something of note. I mean, he was in some shows that you recognize, CSI, Without a Trace, stuff like that, but he's just going to be an extra in those.
Right. I forgot he was in The Holiday.
Yeah, I did too.
Leatherheads. I watched that one again last week. I like that movie.
That with George Clooney?
Yes.
That is
football movie. It's a good one.
He makes an appearance in The Muppets.
It's complicated. I like that. Sort of a little rom-com.
Mm-hmm. Monsters vs. Aliens. That was a decent animated movie. As far as movies go, he's not the big movie star. Would you agree or disagree with that?
I mean, he's not Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg star.
He is taking his place behind the camera.
Yeah, he likes producing, he likes directing, all that kind of stuff. But 13 Hours.
13 Hours was
and
great.
that had him and Denman. What was his name? He played Roy on The Office. They played together in 13 Hours.
Mm-hmm. Which was really good.
Then he did, where is it at? Is this showing? Yeah, he plays Jack Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
That Amazon Prime.
The big one as far as movies for him, I think, is A Quiet Place.
Yes.
Because he wrote it.
I wanted to say he wrote it.
I think he wrote it and directed it and starred in it.
Yeah, he wrote A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place 2. Which his wife, Emily Blunt is in.
Also stars in, yeah.
And, I mean, you can't help but like John.
No, yeah, exactly. At some point, we need to do a power couple episode.
You think of Boston. He's one of those guys, you think more Boston with him than you do Steve Carell, I think. But one of the things I liked about John was during the middle of COVID, you remember when he did that SGN, some good news? He was doing those. It was so good.
It was wholesome. He just wanted to help people, put something out there in the world. He was in Free Guy as a voice.
I forgot that.
Of course, he was rumored forever. I mean, it was a fan cast, and that's an episode I want to do at some point too. Fan cast. The people we think would be great for a role. The people wanted him to be Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards himself. He's was perfect. Going to be. I mean, again, you really wanted to have him and Emily Blunt be Reed Richards and Sue Storm. And they denied it and denied it and denied it. Said it's never going to happen. But then, hey, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
There he was.
There he is. Reed Richards. And he looks it like.
He does.
It just fit. It just clicks.
It's him.
But
he's him.
He said he's not doing it again.
I don't know why, John.
Instead, it's going to Pedro Pascal.
I don't know that I like that.
Doesn't seem like it
doesn't
fits as
fit.
Well. I mean, I love Pedro. He's good. He's done a lot of good stuff, and I think he'll do a fine job. But he's not Reed Richards to me, you know. So yeah. Anyway,
John is one of those guys that I've looked at. We've talked about other movies like who would be a fit for this. One movie I feel like we have talked about a few times is if they remade It's a Wonderful Life. I feel like he could be George Bailey. I
think he probably could.
You know, that kind of role. Yeah. There's just several
tall,
movies that we've
lanky,
talked about.
He can be funny. He can be serious. He's kind of got it all. As a director, he has directed both the Quiet Place movies. He directed an episode of The Office as well. He's got the new one coming out called If, which I'm very excited about. I think it's going to be a fantastic movie. It may be one of the movies I'm most looking forward to in 2024.
Which movie?
If. It's got...
yes. I remember seeing that advertised.
Ryan Reynolds, Steve Carell. He voices somebody in it. Kaylee Fleming, which you're not going to understand this reference, but she is Judith from The Walking Dead. Matt Damon's in it. Emily Blunt's in it. Jon Stewart's in it. Sam Rockwell's in it. Christopher Maloney, Awkwafina, Bobby Moynihan. I mean, it's got a great list because it's a lot of voiceover work. But
dang it!
Very much looking forward to that.
I had something about Matt Damon I wanted to mention here when we were talking about it, and I moved off this tab. So just retroactively, Matt Damon reveals he could have been $250 million richer if he'd made one different career move 14 years ago.
And what is that move?
Well, there's a paywall on this article. I would really love to know. I would love to know what this was. It sounds amazing. It's a Fortune.com article. And you've got to have a subscription to be able to read it.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
They hooked me with this, and I was like, "What did he do? Did he wish that he had done whatever movie it was we were talking? Oh, when he turned Batman down, maybe he wished that he had done that. I'm not sure.
How much did it cost him?
$250 million. $250 million richer if he'd made one different career move 14 years ago.
Matt Damon reportedly turned down the lead role in Avatar, the blockbuster film directed by James Cameron. Had he accepted the role, he would have received a percentage of the film's profits, potentially earning him around $250 million. Instead, the role went to Sam Worthington. Take that, paywall. ChatGPT coming in clutch.
Wait, he turned it down?
He turned down Avatar.
Why did he do that?
I don't know.
Ask it. Why did he turn it down? That's insane.
Matt Damon reportedly turned down the role in Avatar because of his scheduling conflicts with other projects he was committed to at the time, such as Green Zone and The Bourne Ultimatum. Additionally, he has mentioned that he doesn't regret the decision because he believes James Cameron made the right choice with Sam Worthington for the role.
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't either. Matt Damon would have been great in it.
Wow.
By the way, this is a little unknown feature of ChatGPT. I didn't realize I had the power to be able to use.
That's fantastic. Okay.
Sneaking past paywalls.
Now we figured that out because that was driving me crazy. That came up and I was like, I wish we had the answer to that.
Yeah. All right. You got 2 picks left.
I am struggling because there are multiple people I want to put here.
Leonard, while you're thinking, I'm going to list off some, okay? Just to put the pressure on you just a little bit more. I'm going to go down this list here.
I know who I'm taking.
You know who you're taking?
I know who I'm taking. I'm taking Amy Poehler.
Smart. I was going to take her.
I'm taking Amy Poehler.
Where would you like her? You've got my 4th and your 3rd.
I want her number 3.
Okay.
I want her number 3. And again, I'm going to guess she is 5'4".
Okay, hold on.
If you can pull that info up.
I can't help. I can help with that.
She has done quite a bit of writing and producing. She's another SNL.
You said she's what?
5'4" is my guess.
Shave 2 inches off.
She's 5'2"?
She is 5'2".
She's really short.
She's really short.
Wow. But my favorite thing. But yeah, she was a SNL cast member.
Right. And
Wonderful.
I think that's what she's most known for.
No. Parks and Rec.
You think she's most known as Leslie Knope?
I think Leslie Knope is her. Let's see. IMDb says she's known for Inside Out, Baby Mama, Parks and Rec, and Saturday Night Live. She did 146 episodes of SNL.
I know her most from SNL because I have not. I still have not gotten into Parks and Rec.
Yeah,
and I've been told
that hurts me.
I've been told skip the first season or whatever. But
she is the Michael Scott version of Parks and Rec. I mean, it was a spinoff of, well, not really a spinoff, but it was created by Greg Daniels and Mike Schur.
Kind of a parallel to it.
Yeah, all of the Office people were involved with Parks and Rec. And to me, I mean, those are my it's my 3 rewatchable shows. I spend my rewatching going through The Office, Parks and Rec, and The Andy Griffith Show.
Really?
I just, through all those. And I absolutely love her. Now, once you get outside of, and this is why I struggle, like I feel like she should be there.
She should be there.
But outside of SNL
But she was so iconic on SNL.
She was.
Her and Tina Fey just ran right through SNL and they were just a buzzsaw. And she was so iconic on SNL. And this, because of the fact of what she did for Parks and Rec, I mean,
nobody else on our list, though, is, I mean, you just look at her.
Her film career is not great.
It's not.
There's been a lot of bombs. There's been a lot of misses. But it does. It feels weird leaving her off of this list. I mean, you've got my 4th if you want to move her down a little bit.
I'm going to move her to 4th.
Okay.
Because if I get who I want for the 3rd pick, I think that's a much better pick based on what on their body of work.
Okay. Well, let me list off some others here down on the list that I don't.
Is yours full?
I've got 1 spot left. I know who I'm taking at number 3. You've got a couple of names that you might recognize. Mike O'Malley. You know Mike O'Malley?
I'm not.
He hosted Guts on Nickelodeon back in the day.
I don't know that.
He's been on some other sitcoms and stuff. Let's see here. We have, oh my gosh, Dane Cook, the comedian. He's from Boston. Louis C.K., rather, also a comedian from Boston. Sam Waterston, Paget Brewster from Criminal Minds is on there. James Spader, Ultron, Blacklist.
I like James Spader, The Office.
And yeah, Robert California. How can I forget? Anthony Michael Hall, best known from, he was on The Dark Knight as well. He was also, wasn't he the one who did Dexter?
Who are we talking about?
Anthony Michael Hall?
No, Michael C. Hall.
That's Dexter. Okay. Leonard Nimoy from Boston as well.
Live long and prosper.
Live long. Mindy Kaling, BJ Novak, we mentioned them. Jennifer Coolidge, Kurt Russell, Michael Chiklis, Lisa Edelstein, or
Dr.
Stein,
Cuddy.
Dr. Cuddy from House. Ellen Pompeo, I think she's on Grey's Anatomy.
Okay.
Dennis Leary, Matt LeBlanc from Friends.
I was hoping that you would take him.
Chris Evans is who I'm taking with my third pick.
Yep.
Chris Evans, Captain America himself, definitely another Boston guy. When you think of a Boston guy, Chris Evans is absolutely there. We don't have to go down his whole list, but because you're going to most know him from the Avengers and Captain America. But he's also done some other pretty good movies. He did The Gray Man was really good. He played a very different character in The Gray Man, on that, which you probably haven't seen because it's on Netflix. Lightyear was a miss in my opinion. Don't
Agreed.
Look Up. He was an uncredited person in that, but that was a miss. Free Guy was very good. He came in as himself. Knives Out, though.
That was good.
That was a fantastic film. And I think they're coming out with a sequel. If I don't, no, they did, didn't they? They came out with Glass Onion was a sequel to Knives Out. He wasn't in that one, though. Of course, all the Avengers movies. Let me see. Outside of that, he hasn't done a ton, but he's definitely a name. I forgot he was in the voice of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. He's played 2 different roles in the MCU, though. Not in the MCU, in Marvel. He was also Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four when it was still owned by Fox. Yes. Yeah. And I was really hoping, and I still am holding out hope, because they're going to do a Fantastic Four movie.
That he reprises his role.
If there's still some multiversal stuff going on with Fantastic Four whenever it comes out, I'm hoping to see him come back as Johnny Storm. But yeah, I mean, I would probably put him at 4 if I had my 4 spot available, because outside of the Avengers and Marvel, what has he done? Knives Out. But 3 is a great spot, so I'm going to take him with my last one.
Okay. I am torn, and I'll allow you to have some input on this.
Okay.
But part of me wants to take Matt LeBlanc.
Really?
But I am leaning toward taking Kurt Russell.
I don't think of either of them as a strong Boston personality. Matt LeBlanc does strike me more of a New York guy. And then maybe it's just because we watched Friends for so long. Kurt Russell's going to have a larger body of work.
Yeah, Kurt Russell he's from Springfield, Massachusetts is where he was born, I guess. We're a Springfield compared to Boston. Wow, okay, Springfield's here, Boston's way over there.
Which way over there in Massachusetts
is like 10 miles. Yeah. No, it's farther than that. But let's see, Springfield, Massachusetts to... I may have to choose this by to Boston. Okay. That is 91 miles.
Are you serious? The other side?
91 miles, the other side of the state. That's crazy. So he's not really Boston.
Is LeBlanc Boston?
That's a good question.
Boston proper?
Where is Matt LeBlanc at?
He's high on this lady's list.
He was number 15. He's born in Newton, Massachusetts.
Newton. Well, let's just go. We can go down both of their rabbit holes real quick, and you can pick one. Of course, we're gonna know Matt LeBlanc from Friends. I mean, that's it.
Newton is a suburb of Boston.
Now, I will say this: he did do Man with the Plan, which was a newer TV show. Came out 4 seasons on CBS, I think. It was a decent show. It was pretty good. I take that back. He did do episodes, a series. It was on Showtime, I believe. 41 episodes of that, 6 years. It had pretty good critical acclaim. I never saw a single one, so I can't speak to it. But yeah, I mean, outside of Friends, he's not going to be known for a whole lot. But Friends is a big deal. It's kind of like Chris Evans. Like, that thing you're known for, it is a big deal, So it's
Leonard Nimoy's Boston. Should we do the thing and give the spot to Spock?
I mean, he's also... I don't think either one of them are advancing past John Krasinski, so...
How about James Spader? Is he worthy of a spot?
That's the thing. None of these are screaming Bostonian to me.
We're getting into Louis C.K.
That's who you want?
No.
I would say... If anyone's got a chance, it's Kurt Russell.
Even though he's not really Boston?
I mean, none of them are really... How close of a Boston? Like we said, they're in the neighborhood. It's all a suburb.
Okay. Did you go through and mention any of Kurt Russell's body of work?
That's what I was just pulling up.
He's in that Apple TV series, Monarch Legacy of Monsters.
Okay. He's in the MCU.
What If? Yep.
And he was Ego.
He did the Christmas Chronicles. I liked the Christmas
Chronicles were really good.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
The Hateful Eight.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Deepwater Horizon.
Grindhouse.
Sky High. I like that one.
Miracle. He was great in Miracle.
Miracle. Oh, yeah. That's going back.
Vanilla Sky.
Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah.
He was uncredited.
He was the Elvis.
Yeah.
He played Elvis. He mainly just did his voice, I think. Captain Ron. You remember Captain Ron?
Captain Ron. No, I don't remember Captain Ron. Go back and
watch. I remember Captain Ron. That was in 1992. Captain Ron. He was a washed up ship captain or something like that, and he would take people out on these cruises and stuff. He was like a drunk, and he was like, it was kind of.
He did
funny movie.
The Fox and the Hound.
Oh, really?
He was the voice of Copper. I love that movie. He was in Gunsmoke.
Yeah, an episode of Hawaii Five-0.
I want to take Kurt Russell.
Okay.
I think he has a better body of work than Matt LeBlanc. Even though he's not strictly Boston.
I agree.
And he's not going to win this first round.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm not taking Casey Affleck. I'm not taking Donnie Wahlberg. I don't think I want Uma Thurman.
No, we need to mention Uma though, because I mean she's done a lot of projects, but for us, like we're just not going to lean.
Elizabeth Banks, I was almost tempted.
I was very tempted as well, but again, I don't think the body of work is just not there.
So I'm going to call that my list.
Okay, I dig it. We're going to get to the bracket. We're going to get to trivia, but first, we haven't done this in a while, so I wanted to bring it back.
We love hearing you talk about us. It's time for the best things about the best things. Want to hear your feedback on the show? Email feedback@bestthingspod.com or tap the link in the episode notes to send a voicemail.
Don't tap the link in the episode notes for the voicemail. It ain't gonna work anymore. We need to change the. We haven't. That's how long it's been since we've done your feedback. So we're gonna bring it back. We did our last episode. We talked about the worst things of fast food.
Let me tell you, I've had a lot of feedback just from people that I know.
A lot of feedback also.
That seemed to be a hit with people. They liked it. It resonated.
We are not the only ones facing this. So on TikTok, I want to read some of the comments we got from one of our videos on TikTok. Somebody pointed out, you're going to appreciate this. Okay. KJAD on TikTok says, In-N-Out hasn't budged.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. Staying consistent. Soapbox Junkie on TikTok says, we recreate fast food meals at home now. If you want a KFC bowl, it's easy to do yourself.
That's true. You can do that.
Yeah, you can go on the internet and find a lot of these hacks. Like you can.
Well, Josh Weissman does a whole But Better series.
That's true.
Where he's taken a lot of fast food meals and he recreates them.
Which is funny because I stopped watching his series because I got so mad that he was just hating on fast food, and now I'm looking back at it going, okay, you know what? You were ahead of the game, my guy. Let's see who else.
I had somebody text me when the episode came out and said, I'm listening to this episode while I'm eating my $13 McDonald's meal. And he said, I'm not rich enough to go to Subway anymore.
Oh, my gosh, that's true. C.R. Worsinger says, if I'm eating out, fast food's only advantage at this point is that it's fast. No cheaper than basic sit-down restaurant, and the food's not as good.
Yeah. Well, last week, I was up in North Arkansas at breakfast time. We almost went to McDonald's, and I was going to try one of their new bagel sandwiches, but I was looking on the app, and it was $9.59 for a sandwich, drink, and a hash brown. And across the street was a Huddle House, which I had not been to. And I pulled up their menu and was looking at it. We went over there, and I got this massive bowl that had fried potatoes and eggs and gravy and all sorts of things and a side, and it was $8.49. And I was just like, we're going to go get a sit-down meal instead of doing McDonald's.
It's true. Lastly, ATA Raxy 21 says, I'm eating at home now. Or I go to Sam's and buy 2 salads for $6 or a hot dog and pizza for way less. Let's boycott fast food and see what happens.
Let's do it. Join the revolution.
So thanks for all the feedback. We appreciate your comments. Anytime you see our content pop up in your feed, please do us a favor. Just comment. Say, hey, like the show. Go rate us. Review us on wherever you're listening or watching right now. Do you want to do trivia first or bracket first?
Let's do trivia first.
Okay, let's do trivia first. I don't have a jingle for it, so we're gonna do this instead.
Trivia.
There you go. There's a jingle. Okay. Currently, I lead 3-1.
How do you know this?
Because I'm keeping track every time we do it.
Okay. I want to make sure you're not making this up.
I mean, I guess I could change it from week to week. Would you know?
Probably not.
Okay, we asked ChatGPT, give us some trivia questions about Boston. I did multiple choice.
As did I.
To try to make it a little bit easier on us. We're going to ask each other 3 questions each. We need a time limit on how long we have to guess. We're just going to...
10 seconds.
Okay, 10 seconds. You want all 3, or you want to go back and forth? I'll just give you all 3. How about that?
Okay, let's do that.
Which Boston-born author wrote the classic novel Little Women? Was it A, Emily Dickinson, B, Louisa May Alcott, C,
Louisa May Alcott,
Nathaniel Hawthorne, or D, Henry James?
Is Louisa May Alcott.
That is incorrect.
Was it Dickinson?
It is Henry James.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah.
In which year was the Boston Marathon first held? 1896, 1897, 1901, 1910.
1901.
Incorrect. 1897. Let's see. What is the name of the oldest public park in the United States that happens to be located in Boston? A, Boston Common, B, Fenway Park, C, Emerald Necklace, or D, Public Garden?
Boston Common.
That is correct. At a point. All right. That's my 3. We do need to say this is all generated by ChatGPT, so if something's wrong, it's on ChatGPT now.
Okay, so this is where I'm going to gripe. Louisa, Little Women is a coming-of-age novel written by American novelist Louisa May Alcott, originally published in 2 volumes in 1868 and 1869. Credited as the author there.
ChatGPT, we can't trust you anymore.
So I didn't think that I was wrong on that one.
We're going to give you the point then.
Okay.
Challenge accepted.
I read the book several times as a kid and then watched the movie a ton. So I felt like I was 99.9% certain it was her. I was stunned.
Well, we don't know if the others are right either, but...
Give me the points. They probably were right.
You want to challenge them? You want to challenge them all?
That was a successful challenge, which
it was a successful challenge.
Remain.
You get your timeout back.
Okay.
We need flags. We need red flags. We can try.
All right, here we go. First question.
Okay.
Which event in Boston's history led to the phrase, the shot heard round the world? Was it the Boston Tea Party, the Boston Massacre, the Battle of Bunker Hill, or the battles of Lexington and Concord?
Read the question again?
Which event in Boston's history led to the phrase, the shot heard round the world?
It's the Boston Tea Party.
That is incorrect. It was the battles of Lexington and Concord, and it refers to the opening shots of the American Revolutionary War that took place there in Lexington and Concord.
Okay. The way they worded it, I thought the Tea Party led to it.
Gotcha. What event is known as the Boston Tea Party? Was it the Boston Massacre, the Boston Tea Tax Rebellion, the Boston Harbor Protest, or the Boston Tea Act? Boston Massacre, Tea Tax Rebellion, Harbor Protest, or the Tea Act?
It's Tea Rebellion or Tea Act? Read the question again.
What event is known as the Boston Tea Party?
It's the rebellion one then.
That is incorrect. It is the Boston Tea Act.
Come on!
According to ChatGPT, which I feel like remembering my history is correct.
I remember that's why they did the Tea Party.
Which historical figure was known as the father of the American Revolution and had a famous midnight ride to warn of British movements? Go ahead.
Paul Revere.
There you go.
Okay. 4-3.
Felt like I needed to give you one.
You could have not, and we would have been tied. But I'll take the gimme. All right. Are we ready to now bracket, do what we came here to do?
What did we come to do?
So we came here to bracket.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we do.
If you want to be the best,
you have to beat the rest.
This is the Best Things Bracket.
For the Best Thing Bracket.
All right, we're going to try to make quick work out of this. No ties. I predict no ties.
I think we are in lockstep on these.
We're going to run right through it.
Like the Boston Marathon.
Marky Mark versus Amy Poehler, which was done in a trade. Marky Mark, Amy Poehler, 3, 2, 1.
Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. Steve Carell versus Chris Evans, 3, 2, 1. Steve Carell. Matt Damon versus Ben Affleck, 3, 2, 1. Matt Damon. John Krasinski versus Kurt Russell, 3, 2, 1.
John Krasinski.
Good old Kraz. Next round, Marky Mark, Mark Wahlberg versus Steve Carell. Oof, this may be tougher than we thought. 3, 2, 1. Mark Wahlberg. When you're talking just a Boston guy, when you're talking the best actor from Boston, you got to say it. Matt Damon versus John Krasinski. 3, 2, 1. Matt Damon. Then you got Marky Mark versus Matty Matt. 3, 2, 1.
Wahlberg.
Damon. And I'm second guessing myself already. Mark Wahlberg. 3, 2, 1. 9. Matt Damon. 3, 2, 1. 9. 18. Marky Mark. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You're the best from Boston, baby.
What do you say, Boston? Are we right?
Boston, did we get it? America, did we get it? Let us know. But the game is not over, ladies and gentlemen. We have one more thing to do.
It may be the best thing today, but is it the best thing of all time? It's time for the Best Thing Battle.
I predict no ties with this one either.
I think we got it.
What's better, Mark Wahlberg or our two-time returning champion, Longhorn Steakhouse?
Bada bing, bada boom.
3, 2, 1. Longhorn! That's it. 3-time champion.
Hook 'em.
Hey, ooh, hey, ooh. You can't do that.
What?
You can't do. It's dangerously close to sacrilege and blasphemy, man. You can get struck by lightning.
Oh.
Can't say hook. I can't even finish the phrase. Wow. Man, you need your fan card revoked or something.
I thought that was the phrase of Longhorn Steakhouse.
No, it's where bold began, I think.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I don't know what their motto is. Where bold began? What is that?
You got Chat GPT still up?
No. Where bold began.
That is.
Is that Bonanza? We asked.
Steak as it was meant to be?
Hey Siri, who has the catchphrase "where bold began"? That doesn't help me at all. I don't know who did it, and maybe nobody did it. If not, then the Best Things podcast, where bold began. Because when you think of bold, you think of us.
I'm not seeing it.
I don't know.
Man, that sounded like a good slogan too.
It does sound like a good slogan.
Yeah,
we're gonna take it.
Somebody missed it.
Okay, you got anything else?
No.
Okay, 3 nopes. You know, that's it. You know, we're done when he says 3 nopes. Okay, then. Well, for the Best Things, I'm Craig.
I'm Aaron.
We'll talk at you next time. Go Sox!
Thanks for listening to the Best Things podcast. If you liked today's episode, subscribe and leave us a review wherever you're listening now. And remember, Connect with us on the socials at Best Things Pod, and you may hear your take on an upcoming episode.